All right, welcome to the conclusion of the Huhi versus Golden Guardians. The current score is 2-2, so the final game will be resolved with Huhi level 6 and everyone else level 1. You guys can get in the game now.
Okay, so wait, we just AFK until he gets level 6.
Buy your starter armors, go AFK in Bot River, and then you'll basically watch Huhi farming for like 5 minutes.
Where are we fighting?
So you're fighting in Bot River. You have to stay in the bottom rivers.
All right. My 3 champions are Rengar, Katarina, or Viego. You know, like Viego, my only thing is if they flash my ulti, I don't have an ulti anymore.
That's true.
All right, I picked my champion. You picked? Yeah.
Wait, am I supposed to know? Like, can I look?
No.
What are you doing? No, of course you can't look.
Oh, you can't look.
Then why is he over here?
He's right next to me.
Okay, guys, I think we should go Pantheon, Leona, and then like Sedge Braum or like Sedge.
Just CC?
Yeah.
I think, no, mine is good, no? Shouldn't I pick this one?
No.
Really?
I think.
What should I pick?
Trundle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Trundle? Yeah, Trundle.
And summoners? Just...
Oh, we have no time. Oh, what the f? Ignite Exhaust. Yes.
Okay.
I got it.
Good luck, Huhi.
Yeah, so I just have to not get tower plates and then no jungle camp, just CSing. You guys have 3 ignite, that's 210 true damage that's coming in.
Okay, who's igniting first? Who's igniting and exhausting first?
Okay, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna ignite him. And then we wait for him to cleanse.
He's gonna cleanse.
And then as soon as he cleanses, I exhaust first. And then just like, I don't know, just get those exhausts in there. Oh, let's see Jay perfect CS. Yeah, for sure. Like, all right, let's see it. 100%. Oh, they're getting low together. Look out! Oh!
Do you guys think he deserves to get a plate or no?
No, I don't need it versus this noobs.
Whoa.
Golden Guardians, they only had 110 wins. Now they think they can beat me.
Yo, guys, is it legal? I can proxy. I'm freezing. Hey, why doesn't it hit me? Hey. Oh.
Jay, why did you choose Viego?
Viego, because someone is gonna int and give me a free reset. It's worst pick. Yeah. Wait, actually, I only get 1 spell. Because you guys are level 1, I only get 1 spell, I think. I think it's Viego's level. I asked River. 나 너네 먹어도 너네 1렙이라서 하나밖에 못 쓰는 거 아니야, 스킬? 맞아. River said I can only get 1 skill. It's worst pick.
Wait, if you take us, you're gonna die instantly.
Oh my god, that's true! I'm so stupid.
Finally, you realized.
Yeah, I haven't missed a CS. I think I deserve to be back in mid lane, guys, in LCS.
Gory, do you accept that? Do you want to play support 1 game on stage?
No.
I don't want Gorian as my support, please.
I don't want to play with triple bot.
What?
Guys, nah.
Guys, this is Sam. Scuttlecrab is Sam.
Whoa. Sam.
Hey, Sam, come here.
Sam, get back here. Okay, I'm gonna be 6 now. I'm 6. I base.
All right, you base.
Get XP. I mean, get item.
50 CS. Okay, he must have like 1,500 gold.
Was it perfect CS?
Yeah, perfect CS.
Pro player over here.
Okay, I think I'm so smart with my build. This is why I'm the brain, Trevor.
I mean, what, you have Merc Treads? That's really smart. That's so smart, man.
Okay.
There's no way you bought Merc
Treads.
Treads.
Gotta go
I did. So how are we starting?
I'll just count it down.
Okay.
2, 1, fight.
All right, follow me, boys.
What?
Alright, got him!
Top.
Dude, he was it! This is not possible! What? How did you kill 2? I can't even kill 1!
Promise off. Big bro.
Will you guys base, let him get level 7 or 8 and try again?
I don't think level 7 changes anything, Jad. You just
How about 11?
11?
Okay, well, let's go 8. Let's go 8.
That's what happens at level 6. We're going to see what happens at level 8 later in the show.
Viego, Huhi is hard trolling with Viego and then goes full tank. Just build some damage so you one-shot someone. We did this with Renekton. Jan and I prototyped this with some other Raz and Emily and all of us. And yeah, do not build pure tank, build damage, one-shot someone with a big combo.
Renekton definitely sounds pretty good. A lot of AoE in there as well. But if you want to see Cloud9, NRG, and potentially Golden Guardians, tickets are officially on sale for the LCS Championship in Newark, New Jersey on August 19th and 20th. Head on over to Ticketmaster.com right now to claim your spot, Mark.
I'm going to be there. I don't need to claim a spot. The benefits of working on the
one's told you?
broadcast. Oh, I'm not going? Oh, this is an awkward way to find out.
Oh, sorry, bro. I thought you knew. Oh.
I'll hang out with potentially Dignitas. They're down one game.
Dignitas could still win.
They can still win. I might
Didn't you
still
predict them?
We can both
You're
still
abandoning your boys?
Not yet. Not yet. No. We both are going to Jersey.
Hold
still,
strong.
For sure.
Hold the door.
I will say that first composition, I liked the Xerath answer, but we were kind of talking at the start of the game. Didn't feel like it had much to work with the rest of its team.
Yeah.
It didn't like their whole composition didn't outrange the side of Golden Guardians, and they didn't have tons of engage or dive, and so it just ended up not having enough to do. And so even though the early game was kind of close, come mid game and late game, the team fights were heavily Golden Guardians' favored.
Well, imagine if the Xerath was alongside, say, an Ezreal, or they had a Jason there. They had a couple different forms of poke, you know? Then I think it can really start to ramp up and become overwhelming. I feel like some of the picks from Dignitas really were smart in isolation, but I think disrupted what the composition could do as a whole. And I think as a result, Dignitas really ended up not being able to be proactive in a game. I mean, you have Sejuani, Xerath as your mid jungle. You're allowing Dignitas, who is the heavy favorites, let's be honest, or excuse me, Golden Guardians, who is the heavy favorites, you're allowing them to dictate the pace of the game, right? And I think that is rarely a winning recipe for a team that is the underdog.
Yep, I don't hate the Xerath. They go Azir again, but definitely, like you said, find some more pokes. So when you're standing off around neutral objectives, this time around, you're right. They just banned the Azir, so no fun this time. Maybe we'll see some other interesting picks come through. The Renekton comes through again, potentially. No bans.
Probably Trist. I mean, Trist is not actually banned out this time around. We saw Trist and Kai'Sa both banned out last time.
Ziggs as well.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Trist's first pick. I feel like it does work really well. Jensen has started to play it. We know that it is a flex pick, so Tomo could potentially bring that down towards bot as well. And I think for sure if you don't take it, it's going to be grabbed up, so you pretty much have to. Now we just kind of have to see what is going to be the response and what are the changes here from Golden Guardians. Rel was obviously high prio for them last game, could absolutely go back towards it.
We'll see what they want to go for the 1-2 here. Feels like a lot of people do end up taking things like Sejuani and their first AD carry, Jace, as a potential option into the Trist. We've seen a lot of Trist Jace this playoffs. Feels like either side of the matchup can win it, just completely skill.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jace pairs so well with Maokai. This is one of those pairings that had been considered really, really S tier, and I think it started to fall off a little bit, at least in priority in LCS. But having that Maokai to be able to group everyone up, you know, with the ulti coming through, lockdown for those shock blasts to be guaranteed is really powerful.
Yeah, we can also still maybe see a first phase Ezreal here. Some people do like that combination. Obviously, the Maokai, Jace, Kai'Sa is the OP, you know, SSS, annoying champs to deal with, but the Ezreal can kind of slot in there, and the Maokai can end up with like first strike, red smite. And the thing that, you know, we were talking to some C9 players who played a composition like that. One of the things that makes it really annoying is the slow actually from the Maokai saplings, basically guaranteeing the rest of the poke lands. And then you have a decent chunk of magic damage as well from the Maokai. So not going to end up grabbing that. So most likely we'll see the Ezreal banned out in phase 2 here by Dignitas to stop kind of that second arm of the poke comp coming through.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Dignitas is going to go with the same top side as far as, you know, their jungle, their top laner. We see the same top laner again locked in here by Licorice. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ziggs the ban, as it is a good pairing alongside the Tristana. You know, if you're going to draft an AD mid laner, you need to draft AP somewhere else. We know that it's not going to be from top, so banning out some of these bot laners that can go AP makes a lot of sense. Kai'Sa's already off the table, Ziggs off the table. In solo queue, I would be banning Karthus, but you just don't really seem to see that at all in the pro level, so I'm not sure if there is even another pick that Golden Guardians think Tomo might go to that is AP.
No, most likely not. Which does raise the question of where is any magic damage going to come from. If you are going to put the Tristana mid, might force it down to the bot lane. We'll have to see, because this is one of the few times it feels like where teams are actually completely matched in the picks thus far, with basically solo laners plus junglers taken. You're trying to ban out without limiting your own options a ton. So you can see some more of the fringier picks kind of gone, like the Ziggs. Rel is not fringe. That's just going to be snapped up right away by Golden Guardians. But then Braum is often the answer into melees. Just kind of get rid of that.
I was just laughing at fringier. I had no problem with,
you just slapping
with the statement.
A Y on things. Fringier, cringier, dingy. I don't know.
Is there a Y in the cringier? Yeah, I guess.
Cringier.
Wouldn't it be an I,
yeah,
you know?
I don't know.
Cringy year.
I'm not English, man.
Okay, well, now we know.
I don't English good.
Aphelios is going to be banned out. Theoretically, the Maokai could get swapped over to support. We saw that a couple times in the last couple weeks in the LCS, but definitely expecting it to be played jungle. We are looking for an AD here from Stixxay. He could go towards that Ezreal, as you called out. It is something that does fit pretty well into this style of composition, brings a second piece of poke, and I do think really fits the bill.
Yeah,
it's also a pretty aggressive squad that Dignitas has.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Aphelios banned out over the Ezreal. I thought for sure that was going to come through. Aphelios is obviously Stixxay's, I think, best champion in this split. He's had a ton of monstrous games, including even the last one, the fact that they were not able to actually punish him. But I guess we're going to see the Zeri return. This is something that Tomo actually also played as well. So both people kind of reaching into some favorites here.
Yeah, absolutely. They slammed down the Nautilus, so potentially knew that the Stixxay Ezreal would come out, and they feel that this is a good answer. This is something that obviously has a tremendous amount of DPS. They have a lot of engage here, and it's double marksman. Of course, there's a little bit of mixed damage there with Tomo's Zeri, but it is going to be largely physical. I don't think that we're going to get full tank Maokai though. It's likely going to be, AP Maokai to give them some magic damage as well. Solo AP Maokai is generally the recipe that you do see. So there would maybe potentially some armor from Golden Guardian side, but I don't really think it's going to be that big a deal because it's not like Stixxay is going to go, I don't think he's going to go the Frozen Heart build or anything like that. We're not going to see a tremendous amount of armor built up on the Golden Guardian side besides maybe Licorice later in the game.
Still go AP Zeri, man. Still go Protobelt, Lichbane.
The nerf zap.
Yeah, it feels terrible. Try that quite a few times. Not worth it anymore. So yeah, like you said, probably standard. You can still go the Static Shiv, but you're not going for like the Static Shiv kind of proccing through the whole team, dealing tons of damage with the AP anymore. So yeah, like you said, for the side of Dignitas, very physical damage heavy. That's also true for Golden Guardians though, unless Maokai goes AP, which then of course means that they're not staking armor. So both teams shouldn't have any problem actually front to back team fighting in this one. And I do think that there is a small range advantage for the side of Golden Guardians where they can poke from a lot further away, but if both front lines are actually standing on top of each other, it does feel like Trist and Zeri have a lot of DPS.
I mean, the comps are honestly very similar, it feels like, across the board. It's basically two major forms of damage. Renekton and K'Sante, yeah, K'Sante's a tank, but let's be honest, he's basically the same thing as Renekton. They fill a similar role,
Bruisery,
right?
jump on someone.
Exactly, like and then they have a couple forms of engage from jungle and support. Both teams are, kind of the same in that way. Of course, Golden Guardians does have a lot more poke, and on the other side, there is higher DPS from the Tristana and that Zeri. So I do think it's more on Dignitas to be the ones to engage, to be the ones who are the aggressors, and to start those fights, lock someone down where Trist and Zeri can instantly be hitting and free firing. And for Golden Guardians, I think they're happy to play it out a little bit more slowly and try to poke and prod and chip people down with the Maokai and with everyone else. And now we have Raz on the sideline here with Golden Guardians, Coach Spooks.
Yeah, I've got Samuel Spooks Broadbean here with me. Got a few questions for you. First question, first of all, you look at the level 1. How do you feel about that?
It's not looking too hot right now. Shit, get out of there, Trev.
No!
Nice. You were fine. Actually, Jay's dead. Alright, it's not looking too hot.
Oh, no!
Alright, 1 for 1. Actually, 1 for 1.
Okay, now how is it looking for your team?
You know what? Level 1's not ideal, but it happens. I think we're a stronger team. We'll adapt to the game. We're fine. We're fine. It's fine.
All right. I like that. Fire in the house. Second question before we quickly send this back to the casters. Like, you got a little bit of poke in your team. Comp, any threats from the Dignitas side that you're concerned about? Any parting words that you sent your team?
Yeah, I mean, their scaling's really good. Like, they have Tristana, Zeri, K'Sante. Obviously, like, we're going to need to take the game over in the mid game. So, yeah, we need to play a little bit cleaner than last game. I think we're a little bit sloppy. I think we're a little nervous, honestly speaking, but I think we got the nerves out after that game. We'll be fine.
All right. We've hopefully got the nerves out of the level 1. Thanks a lot, and we're going to be sending this to the casters.
You can tell they're definitely fine. He said it 15 times.
We're
they're
fine. We're fine. Guys, we're fine. We're nervous before. We're not nervous now. We're fine.
They scale really well. They did just first blood us. It went to the Zeri, but it's fine. It's fine. We're fine.
Guys, we're not nervous. Better mid-game. We're fine. It is nice. It could have gone worse. To be fair, the last tick of the Ignite finished off that last kill onto the K'Sante. So hey, we get a little bit of gold back.
He's rich.
Leona scales extremely well with gold, as we all know. Way better than Zeri, totally so it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. To speak though, I do like his point about the kind of scaling advantage that Dignitas have, that their AD carries, that they're free hitting become an absolute nightmare, and so they want to play clean in the mid game. Oh. We see River is also going. Was that a -1?
That was like a -3.
Okay.
That was like a -4.
Oh no. Yeah, 5 to 12 in CS is not a great look so far. River, I was just going to hit on quickly, is doing the AP poke build with the first strike and a red smite.
Yeah, there is a bit of a scaling advantage. You talked about with K'Sante as well. Obviously, has more value on average than that Renekton in the late game. But Golden Guardians, I don't think that they just like hard get outscaled, auto lose in late game. I think that you always have that opportunity. Jason's one of those things that I think for a long time people talked about as this only an early game champ, but it actually scales pretty well. It does have a powerful laning phase, but when you get to later stages of the game, especially with these Shojin builds, you can do 2 empowered shock blasts per acceleration gate. But Gory is actually in trouble here, and Jensen's gonna jump in, and this could potentially be first blood. Is he gonna flash for it? Will not do it. Wasn't certain that he had the damage. I don't think Gory actually had his phase rush available, and so Jensen tracked the cooldown, went back in aggressive, and now fighting on this bottom side. A nice little sidestep on the zap there from Huhi will make the trade go in 6A's favor, but that mid lane matchup is so about playing around phase rush. When they jump in with that explosive charge, you proc the phase rush, you run away. Gory didn't have it, so Jensen went aggressive and was able to get a really good trade and very nearly kill him.
Yeah, I really like that. The Shock Blast combo missed out of Gory, and so that was definitely the clear sign that you're going to win that trade, as Jensen has to take a recall here. It doesn't quite go back yet, and I think he was more than one auto away, and I think he knew that. So if you flash in for the auto, Gory's going to reaction flash away, not going to get the kill, so just decides to hold on to both their flashes there. Was a very scary situation though, and this is one of those matchups that can go either way. If Jace gets a hammer form knockback on the Tristana rocket jump and she doesn't buffer it correctly, it's very easy to keep wailing on her in melee range. So it's a very skilly matchup that so far Jensen's done a good job in.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a really fun one to watch. We saw, APA and Palafox played it back and forth a bunch of times. And so see how Gory is actually holding onto that E? He wants to hold on to the E as long as he can to try to interrupt the rocket jump, but there Jensen was just hitting those trades, getting the autos down, so Gory eventually just knocks it back to end the trade. Poom and Santorin, Huhi and River, everyone is here. The Sharks smell blood in the water, and it's River that could be in some trouble. Gonna actually twist it, advance forward, but he's stunned up, he's ignited, and can River get locked down? Not just yet. It's the Tristana Jensen who falls on the other side. Gory, though, in some trouble. River low as well, but Poom and Santorin just don't have the extended damage, and Poom gonna try to get out of there. Santorin looking to block, trying to turn around, flashes in, but I don't think he has the damage. Now it's a reactive flash back there from Gory, and he can step up, potentially knock him down. Poom going back in. It's the skirmish that never ends. Can't quite get it. I want to see exactly how Jensen actually got knocked down, because they had the passive fully stacked on the Maokai. I thought they would have been able to get the kill, but Jensen died without being able to get his flash off. He just got CC'd by the Leona and the Maokai.
Yeah, all that for only one kill. This hook by Poom missing is that little bit of extra damage in CC that would have ended up mattering in this long extended fight. They flash forward, and then just the E lands and the combo damage of Gory going hammer form with Huhi getting the kind of passive procs going off blow him up. And then this chase down sequence was so close to getting turned. If there was just slightly more damage on either side, they could have found this kill. Not in range for that ranged auto for Gory. Tries to go into Santorin. That puts him low. He's now has to burn his flash. And then, unfortunately, no fervor of battle is in the game anymore for Leona to stack up in those long fights. As you can see, Huhi being bloodthirsty, frustrated. He is not able to be the damage Leona has to go these days with the Glacial Ogden.
Yeah, shout out to Ignar. That Misfits series was legendary against T1. The Fervor of Battle Leona. I was actually casting that series. One of my favorite series I've ever cast, so it's definitely a really cool one. Jensen, though, still having the push here through mid, is up 10 CS. That is Gory going in. And so this is the thing. I actually really like how Jensen is playing this out. Jensen is almost playing this little game of chicken. Generally speaking, when we see people jump in with the hammer form, their Tristana will just jump back out. But in this case, Jensen is holding onto his jump, and then when the phase rush is procced, he can actually go in aggressive. So that makes Gory then go on the back foot there a little bit defensive. So it feels like a little bit of an evolution of the matchup, how these guys are playing it. They're trying to read, can I win out these trades without jumping back, without spending those resources? And it has been working out pretty well.
We see a trade here as Huhi jumps in again. The other thing is Jensen has bone plating. So the kind of jump in, you pop your ranged attack speed bonus as Jace off and then go melee form to do it. And that's what he does. But with the bone plating damage reduction, you don't have to jump away and worry about taking all those auto attacks. And then Jace has to use hammer form E to actually knock you away, and ends up being an even trade as long as Jensen's hitting during that time. So like you said, an interesting evolution of how people are kind of playing this mid lane.
Absolutely. And the Serrated Zerk wasn't completed prior. Gory had a really bad early buy because he was pushed back so early. So I think that is part of the reason Jensen was able to, stay in and trade in this way. With the Serrated Zerk now completed, things may look a little bit different. it's such a powerful spike in these kind of matchups. Allows Jace to get a lot more aggressive. Jensen out, moving out towards top side. Will he just actually try to full take this, or is he just using the fleet to heal? It's actually a move up towards Licorice, who now spots him and will be able to slice to safety.
I like the look there from Jensen, having a little bit of a roam timer, and Licorice pushed up. If you land Q3 Cassante, they get the knockback, then you might have an angle to jump in, Buster Shot him back again, and find that kill. Didn't get it done, so we'll lose a creep or two, but I like when mid laners are willing to sack a wave.
Oh, Tomo in trouble. He's gonna get ignited. He already cleansed. He's trying to cut it out with the ulti, but I don't think he has. He flashes, but Stixxay with the prediction on the Ezreal ulti, snipes him down and going forward. Hui connects with the Zenith Blade. That one goes to Hui. On the top side, though, it's Rich getting chopped through by Licorice and River, who may want more. Jensen jumps in, but did he want it? We'll find out. He's going to be able to Buster Shot them both back away, and Jensen now trying to kite to safety here. Feels he has to flash as he was worried about a potential twisted advance coming through. Golden Guardians win on both sides of the map. They're going to be onto the Herald here. You can see Poom is frantically running out of base, trying to get there to stop him.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get there in time, but does feel like it's going to get dropped before then. And even if he does get there, I'm not sure if Sejuani and Nautilus is going to have enough damage to punish them here. We also have Cassante moving up, but far enough back. Not able to get it. Should be able to.
No flash on River, though. So River, they're going to actually force him to fight. Jensen has first move, but Hui is here. Gory is here. Rich is back, and it's round 2. Fight in the Scuttle Pit. We can see Hui going in, pops the ulti, and it's a lockdown on Santorin. He's gone already. River's still alive in the back of the pit, and it's a meat grinder, and Dignitas is the meat. They're getting crushed in the pit there. The Herald is taken by Golden Guardians. Dignitas try to fight after it, try to punish River, who had no flash, but he survives, and they just lose even more kills.
Oh, the slow play by Golden Guardians collapsing as Dignitas do as well. They end up way ahead in kills, as well as getting the Rift Herald here. 3,000 gold during that time. Here's the bot play again. Like you called out, just such a heads up play by Stixxay, kind of flash predicting that. Here you go. You hop onto the Zeri right away, get enough of a chunk out, and yeah, Poom ends up landing a bad hook that sends him flying past the front line. So he has to chase Stixxay down as opposed to kind of like sitting on top of the Leona and peeling properly. And then the nice ult with the prediction, and then easy second round of spells by Hui. Here, Gory gets caught out of position, actually exploded by the side of the top lanes, or top side of the map by Dignitas, but Jensen was behind the play, so it ends up being ultimately a 2-for-2 here, or 1-for-1, excuse me, that Golden Guardians are able to come out a little bit ahead of because Jensen just gets a little cray-cray with the jump in there and realizes, ooh, I do not want this.
Yeah, and then it's just another fight here. They're trying to punish River because they know he had no flash, but Hui arrives, great stun over the wall, the Shock Blast lands on multiple.
Also 6, because of the skirmish win bot side for the 2 kills, Poom is only 5, so it's not just like an odd number fight that's awkward, it's a big power gap.
Back to live, and it's back to Golden Guardians locking down another member. Santorin trying to get out of there, but he's locked up by the ulti, stunned down, and now the Twisted Advance is going to be available here as the ulti locks him down, but Poom is here, Tomo is here, and they're trying to turn it around. They do get the first kill. Stixxay now looking to arrive, but it's Jensen jumping in onto Gory. Gory flashes over the wall to safety. Tomo gets chased down, and again, Dignitas just struggling to finish off these members, but Poom hooks back in. It's a flash in from River, and they burst them down. Jensen falls, as does Poom. Golden Guardians crushing it in these skirmishes.
A 4-for-2 for Golden Guardians again. They saw the first game being a little slow, like you heard Coach Sam say, playing a lot more aggressive in game 2 here, camping the jungle, finding Santorin, putting him in full retreat mode, and even though they have first move from their bot lane, the Ezreal ult is able to come through, contribute, finish off Santorin, and while Tomo is potentially able to find a lot of kills here with Jensen, he becomes the next target by Gory, who has gone over the wall, and then we get this awkward situation, opposite sides of the map here. This hook maybe looks like they can get it, but the aggressive flash by River comboing with Gory. This is that mid-jungle 2v2 that we were so excited about all split long that wasn't quite able to show up versus NRG, but it's alive here.
And that's kind of a flash diff there. Gory's able to survive against Jensen because he has the flash. Jensen was missing his flash from that topside scuttle around the Rift Herald. And it's these little plays that are actually making all the difference in these fights. You know, Poom, we talked so much about it yesterday with CoreJJ actually playing this matchup where he was hitting the hook every time, you know, on the Zenith Blade, interrupting that Zenith Blade. This was like the absolute worst case scenario in that bot lane fight where not only is he too late, but he hooks to the wall and pulls himself away. That causes him to lose there. On the top side, Jensen goes a little bit too aggressive, has to blow his flash. If he had his flash in this scuttle, in this fight, you know, after that Scuttle Crab fight on top side, he could have actually flash followed Gory into the red buff, killed him off potentially, got a reset, maybe win that fight, but Golden Guardians are just outplaying in all these small ways.
And this is the problem in League of Legends. It's a number of close fights with slightly played differently. Poom maybe lands that hook, whatever, and the gold lead's not as bad. But now that you're at a 4K gold deficit, the barrier of execution goes up so much for Dignitas to rally against a poke comp, which is very annoying to play against from behind.
I mean, that's the tough thing about League of Legends in general, is that the game snowballs, right? It's not like the NBA where they go up, they score, okay, it's okay, we can get one
I'll
back.
play defense better next time.
All of a sudden, they're 2 feet taller, right? And now the basket's bigger for him as well. It's much harder to win these fights, but they're going to actually look for Gory. They lock him down. He's got no flash now, but he's going to survive. He's going to be able to get out of there. Jensen not able to finish him off, and now the Nature's Grasp used to disengage. I thought that was going to be a guaranteed kill, but Gory can't even be killed off. The Buster Shot was used earlier there from Jensen. He thought he had the damage, and he didn't.
No, just not quite enough damage as well. Not having a first item completed here. Just slightly behind the pace of the game. Normally, if you have your Kraken there, that's an easy kill, but not able to do it thus far. And there, Gory gets out with his life.
And that's tough now. It's a 4K lead here, 13 minutes in, and
hello.
Tomo into the waiting arms of River. Will pop the ulti, should be okay, but Hui is coming, and it's going to force the flash with the ulti from the Leona. Nicely done by Golden Guardians. I mean, they just kind of read exactly what Tomo wanted to do. He was pushing up. They know that if 6A steps forward, he's going to go over the wall. River's there. They know he's going to retreat in the Tri-Brush. Hui's there.
Does get out, does cost both of his sums now though, and with mid lane going this way, does mean there's probably going to be some roams down to the bot side soon. Gory grabs his third turret plate. He's online with the Duskblade done. Does enable a lot more aggressive melee Jace plays in team situations that used to not be possible before it gave intangibility. I gotta say, not a fan versus invisibility. Very annoying when I get a hammer form Jace, lopping my head off and then running out for free.
It absolutely one-shots you and then just gets out of there. Jensen trading pretty well here. We'll see if the Accelerate Shock Blast can connect. Looked like it was just short there. Jensen holds onto the flash, does survive. A close call again for Jensen. But it's Gory who has the pace in this game now, and it's Licorice again knocking down these towers on the top side. This is going to be a significant lead for him up there. Over 500 gold in that top lane. And when you're looking down across the map, it's a massive lead in mid. It's a massive lead in jungle. And really, they're ahead everywhere.
Yeah. Over 1,000 gold advantages for both solo lanes and the jungle. Makes the top side of the map extremely potent. And Ezreal's perfectly happy to kind of play weak side, and he's only slightly ahead. But at the end of the day, you're just Mystic shotting from the backline and looking for your opportunity to shift in. Meanwhile, the top side for Golden Guardians is absolutely devastating. They do have 2 dragons stacked already, which kind of got lost in the pace of the game, is the fact that they're actually having a very fast dragon stacking game this time as well.
And going for their second Herald already. They're there on spawn. They have the Renekton, they have the Maokai. They've already secured that. Santorum was spotted on bot side because he was trying to protect their bot lane duo, but that meant free Herald on top side for them. The mid lane turret is already low. They've already knocked down the tier 1 and top. Tomo will trade one back up down here. But Hui may actually take this fight. He's going to go in with the Solar Flare. It is a 2v3. Can they take this? Gory is coming in, but the ulti's going to be thrown on him. Tomo trying to cut out. The Ignite might not be enough to take him down, but now Licorice has arrived. River's here as well, with the Nature's Grasp, looking to lock them down. Does actually root up onto Jensen, and the flash forward comes in from Hui. Jensen's in trouble. 6A cutting back. 3 members already down for Dig. It's Rich trying to turn it around, but it's River behind them.
Oh, they're cut off.
Behind a rock in a hard place. Jensen's got nowhere to go. There's the Twisted Advance. He's stunned up. He's locked down. The tower's gone. Dignitas is gone. Rich is going to run for the hills, but you got nowhere to go. Here comes Gory to the skies, and into the grave goes Rich. Dignitas clean aced under their tier 1.
5-0. Golden Guardians playing angry after a dicey game 1 after losing to NRG. They are showing why they ended the regular season tied with Cloud9, showing that they shouldn't be in the lower bracket, absolutely destroying this game. Almost a 10K lead, only 16.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, this one is an absolute shellacking by the Golden Guardians. They look for the aggressive play there. You heard the coach with confidence. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Turns out it's better than fine. I would say this is
great.
This is fantastic.
Peachy Keen.
This play starts as a 3v2 that, with the Ezreal ult, puts Tomo low enough that he can't keep actually standing behind his front line and pelting, because if that's a healthy Zeri, you can just sit behind your beef, hit that Leona for going in, hit Licorice for chasing you down, but that's not the case, and River able to get behind them, pin them all underneath this turret. They get a number of kills. And Rich realizes if this wave gets into the turret, we're so dead, but there's nothing he can do to stop that. Jensen's trying to get out through River. Very hard to make it through a Maokai, who he also, with the re-engage, finds that kill. And Rich does his best to survive, almost gets out here after 6A, misses the fadeaway Q. Gory got the cleanup, though.
Yeah, but back to live. And again, it is another tower going down. Huhi moving to 3rd all-time now, just past Bjergsen in total assists. 3,523 assists in the LCS. An incredible career from Huhi across multiple teams, across multiple positions. And I think he's playing some of the best League of Legends we've ever seen from him.
Yeah, it's really cool to see a guy who has been through so much. You saw Emily's Draw My Life to start the day, to have such a long career, moving across the world, to play in North America as a mid laner substitute, getting the main spot, having a nice showing with CLG, making MSI finals with them, and then moving over to the support position and now making 4 straight finals in a row here domestically.
I gotta say, River is one angry tree, man. He's already on 2 full items. His damage was actually shocking in that last fight. The Nature's Grasp coming forward. Rich potentially caught out. Zenith Blade connects, and in goes Stixxay to finish him off. On the other side, Santorin's on the run, but it is an angry Crocodile on his heels. Licorice looking to get another kill. Should eventually be able to get it. Maybe Santorin can make him waste a little bit of time, but it's River already taking the dragon here. It's Santorin on the run. I don't think he's going to be able to make it out. The flash forward is forced, but on the other side, they're pushing the towers. They're taking the dragon. Dignitas are getting nothing.
Yeah, you kind of just go, great, got his flash. You timed the flash in chat. There we go. Nicely done. Got that one, because that's about all they've gotten so far. Dignitas just get obliterated in these fights. There's absolutely no way for them to realistically get back into this game. It is a 12K gold at 18 minutes and 48 seconds. I won't even say the Mad Lions meme.
You love the Mad Lions.
I bring it up every time I can.
Yeah. Except for now.
No, I won't mention it. I won't mention it. That it took 1647 to lose at an international competition. I won't mention that.
Some bold restraint. Really impressive stuff. Able to hold it back.
Barely able to.
Proud of you.
I will say also, you called out the Maokai. I didn't even realize 5 kills. And actually going the Leandry's build. Oftentimes people just go demonic and then kind of more tanky for that
demonic and then they're broke.
Yeah, they're demonic, like, great, my end game, I'm done. Here's my build. But this is a very fed tree who's far enough ahead of the game. Normally you do want tankiness as your second item because you're a little bit weaker in the jungle and you need to survive a little bit in front line, but here he can go full damage and not actually fall behind the damage of the enemy team.
I mean, in some of those skirmishes, his Bramble Smash was doing about 20% of these AD's health. It was kind of ridiculous. Just his Q was coming down and really messing him up, so definitely have to watch out for him. He is a real threat.
He actually went 5 points Q, only 3 E. I feel like a lot of people with this build go just straight Emax.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going more for the skirmish power there, but it's going to be a great shift from Stixxay as Poom looks for the hook. It does connect. Jensen trying to push Huhi back, but in comes that Nature's Grasp, and they're getting locked down. We've seen this one before, and it doesn't end well for Dignitas. Licorice arrives. Gory's here as well, and it's Dignitas on the run. Rich flashing over the wall, but in comes Stixxay with the shift forward. River's going to buy some time as he goes golden, but it's Gory into the Duskblade proc, and he's chasing down after Tomo. Tomo trying to get out of there, but he's got nowhere to go but back to the grave. 4 more kills. It's a triple for Stixxay, and Golden Guardians have 23 kills in only 20 minutes.
No way to end the game. Unfortunately, no minion waves to meet up with at Nexus turrets or anything, so they'll have to fall back to the Baron, grabbing this one 20 minutes in. But like you said, 14K gold lead. Not much left to play here for Dignitas. Your mind already has to be on game 3 and trying to figure out what you can do better this time around. Or next time around.
A lot.
There's a lot you can do better this time. Next time.
There's a lot of material to look at here from this game, I will say that.
Oh boy, it used to look back at some of those early fights, just slightly played better. You say the 4K lead, then it's the 8K lead, then the game's over, so.
I mean, loses improve, and they are losing hard in this one, so there's a lot to improve.
At least the emote game's coming out. I was gonna make a mention, I haven't seen a ton of emotes. I was waiting for the pig emote while chasing the Sejuani down at Licorice. Doesn't seem to have that one equipped, but Santorin is indeed sad being very hard this game.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on for them. All they can do, when you're this far down, you just keep fighting. You see what happens.
Flip a burger.
Yeah.
Maybe it lands on the grill, maybe it lands on the ground.
This is definitely a sandy burger.
This is no one wants this burger.
Yeah, no one wants this
I guess
burger.
Golden Guardians had a great burger flip.
True.
Not for every burger flip, there's a winner and a loser.
I was gonna say one of those fancy gourmet burgers, but I would say those are pretty overrated.
I watched an entire...
I've never had a burger that I spent like 20 bucks on or whatever that I thought was value.
nothing better than what you get for 5. I watched a whole video about Wagyu meat and burgers.
Wagyu?
Well, I don't know how you say it, whatever. I'm not cultured, Azael. We've gone over this.
True. Dignitas, we've gone over this as well. They're getting pushed back into the base here by Golden Guardians. The inhibitor towers under siege. The inhibitor towers falling 2 at a time as the Golden Guardians go marching in 2 by 2 into the base here, looking to finish off Dignitas, looking to put this series to match point. And they could put the finishing touches on this one right here, right now, if they want to risk it. Dignitas is going to meet a Miracle, and we'll see if they've got any Miracle workers on their side. As Licorice is going deep. Did he go too far? Is Rich is going to scoop him back, and it's a shutdown already on the side of Dignitas. River's in trouble. River's on the run. He's going to fall as well. But it's another kill for Stixxay, and it's them getting run over again by the Ezreal. It's all up to Jensen, it's all up to Rich. It is a 2v3, but they've got no health, they've got no towers, and they've got no base. Jensen heals back up in the well, but he's got to jump up now if it's going to happen, and it's not. As Gory smacks him down in the fountain, there is no reprieve from Golden Guardians in game number 2. They're going to move us to match point.
Nothing Dignitas can do to protect their Nexus. This one ends up dropping as they were camping the fountain, feeling great. 27 kills in 23 minutes. Massive, massive game 2 here out of Golden Guardians.
Huge.
Huge.
Enormous.
Huge.
Gigantic.
Love seeing the bit of camaraderie there between Rich and Gory. They're kind of buds from their time playing in the LPL at the similar time period. So you can see there the stopwatch to bait Gory going in. That's the win you take right now for Dignitas. That's what you got to be kind of holding on to, because otherwise the rest of this game, there's not much that went in their favor.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one for them. I think the draft was pretty strong. I think they had opportunities, but Golden Guardians really pushed the pace in this one and just straight up outplayed them in the skirmishes. And I think that was the biggest difference, is that it's hard to really kind of pinpoint, one specific thing that you can really adjust from game 2 to game 3, because they just kind of got outplayed. You look to that bot 2v2 where they're getting killed. Poom too late on his hook to actually interrupt the Zenith Blade. Hooks to the wall, ends up dying. You look to that top skirmish up around the Herald. It's always Golden Guardians outplaying. It's always them, getting that little bit extra and creating the advantages that became a mountain.
And it even started with a decent level 1. It was a 1-for-1, but where the goal went, as we were talking, not that bad for Dignitas, but the pace at which Golden Guardians attacked them. Anytime that there was an opportunity, they blew them up. And this final push is a poke-comp's dream, just people stuck under turrets, stuck around their Nexus, no way to really stop you. And even though the front line of Dignitas, or excuse me, Golden Guardians might have got a little too hyphy, the rest of the team was able to just pelt away from the backside.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute wall of diff in action. Almost a 20K lead, I think, by the end of it. A fast one as well. And let's head on over to the LCS Lounge to break down that game.
Thank you, Azael. Before we get going, congrats to all of you at home who are headed for a first-place finish in Fantasy LCS on Sleeper. For those of you who don't make it to the winner's circle, come back next split for a shot at Redemption. Dignitas will also be going into Game 3 for a shot at Redemption. It was a little bit of a... It started off kind of well, right? Like, we got this level 1. You were talking to Spooks about this as it was happening.
Yeah, it started off great for Dignitas, because even though Spooks said it was fine, the head coach for Golden Guardians, he's like, oh, it's fine. That's what everyone will say when you're just concerned. But they were actually fine.
Yeah, and the big thing is Tomo gets those kills right there.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, and then, so we talked about this going into the series. It was going to be a mid lane party.
Yes.
Right? So, like, both supports here, junglers here. A few things go differently for Dig, and it ends up being a little better, but...
Specifically, the missed hook from Poom really doomed it. They would have gotten the Maokai and made it a little bit easier, but then the follow-up from Jensen just made it a little harder. Now, this was great. Azael made the call out here for the prediction. That was so good. That honestly, even if he didn't flash it, they would have been able to follow up and gotten the kill anyways. But this was just chaos throughout the map.
Yeah, this is actually happening at the same time.
Yes, literally the same time.
As that bot lane play, it starts with Gory getting caught out, and then they're able to turn. River actually ends up, off of a lot of these early skirmishes, turning into a monster who's just pooping out AP damage on the demonic Leandri's Maokai.
Yes, I don't think they expected Leona to be on the top side of the map for this long, but it's not as if the time gap was long enough for him to be able to go rotate back bot lane. Just because we are just running a reel of all of the highlights, all of the skirmishes. This was the second bloodiest game of the split.
Ooh.
Overall, and this is including, I think it was FlyQuest versus EG that was #1. So there's that, and this was the third highest like gold advantage that we were able to see from a team also in the split. So like, this was just a shellacking from Golden Guardians and all of the smaller skirmishes. And Casper's mentioned it in there. River and Gory were the biggest beneficiary of it.
Yeah, and we are going to take a look at this. I was actually, Maokai damage numbers.
Yeah.
I was wondering how much damage he was gonna do, but obviously the main two sources, when you partner the Maokai with this much poke, they talked about it in draft with making sure that they were going to get that Ezreal. He just offers so much easy setup.
Yeah.
The Leona, we also saw Huhi landing some clutch ultimates, getting some clutch CC. We also are going to hear from Golden Guardians themselves in one of the game-deciding team fights on bot side.
Okay, interested.
I'm looking forward to
You guys start coming?
Yeah,
too?
coming.
Yeah. It's
Zeri
fine
no
to give,
cleanse.
but I want to fight. Don't
Zeri no
stop.
summons.
Watch me.
Yeah, we're coming. Look, Zeri.
Drop the ward, Jay. Drop the ward.
Zeri. I have ulti coming. I got him. He's dead.
You can still fight,
maybe
guys.
not.
You can still fight. Yeah, we can fight.
They have a tower.
I use her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're diving. Okay? Yeah, you tank.
Sedger. Watch CP.
I have to drop now.
I'm fine.
Yeah, we drop. I want to steal.
I feel. We can.
We go. Yeah, I've stunned in 3, okay?
Yeah. Tower.
I tower first.
Tower.
Somebody stop.
Now go. I feel. He can't kill you.
No! Save me! River?
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Save me!
The apology at the end was sorry, my bad.
It was clean until they realized they're just hard winning the dive.
Yeah.
It was like, we don't need any more information.
Yeah, it was, I mean, obviously, like you said, really, really clean. And then they realize they're hard winning and they're just like, okay,
Yep.
we're going all in. Great showing from Golden Guardians. They seem to have really, as Spook said, kind of shaken off the nerves of Game 1. An absolute shellacking in Game 2, and Game 3 is coming up after this short break.
Are willing to sack a wave.
Oh, Tomo in trouble. He's gonna get ignited. He already cleansed. He's trying to cut it out with the ulti, but I don't think he has. He flashes, but Stixxay with the prediction on the Ezreal. 3 members already down for dig. It's Rich trying to turn it around, but it's River behind them.
Oh, they're cut off.
Kind of rock in a hard place. Jensen's got nowhere to go. There's the twisted advance. He's stunned up. He's locked down. The tower's gone. Dignitas is gone. Rich is gonna run for the hills, but you got nowhere to go.
I've got the Samsung 990 Pro series. Shall we get started then? The speed exceeds all expectations. Reading speeds are 40% quicker than before, and writing speeds are 55% faster. With the in-house controller, the per watt performance has improved up to 50%. The 990 Pro's nickel coating controller for its smart thermal solution technology controls heat. Playing computer games? Obviously the best.
Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Typical beginner's mistake. Yes, they all start from the outside. So, will we help him? What else? Here, try it with Red Bull.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Dude, I know these noodles are your specialty, but they are just not hitting tonight.
I know. I want that.
Me too.
It's beautiful.
Breathtaking. Tiramisu.
Is there anything she can't do?
I wish I could reach into the TV and grab that fancy cake for you, but I've recently learned that's not how TVs work. Go for what you really want. Go for Grubhub.
We live with a genius.
Go for cravings. Go for Grubhub.